Howdy everybody, it's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is a fun Friday. And one of my favorite things to do on a fun Friday is a tag video. And we got another one for you. G and Nikki with 2fat2furious have put out another tag. Some of you have already done it, and you've done a great job. So I have heard these questions a few times. And really, let's just be honest. I had plans, and then there was a connection between the phone and the laptop, and it dropped, and it disconnected, and the video's gone. So I hadn't done all the questions though, but there may be some that I can answer possibly a little easier than others because I may have already answered them, and that's not the way I normally like to do it. And I know some of you think about your answers and write them down, and that is perfectly respectable. And that's not the way I do it, because that's not how I like to do it. Anyway, so I'll have the link to the video, all the stuff down below. What is this one even called? Is it just Get to Know Us? The Just for Fun tag. That's what I'm talking about, just for fun. So these questions are just for fun. Now I gotta get back to the questions. Alright, everybody. Question number 1. If an animal could talk, which would be the rudest, most annoying? This answer for me was very easy. The first time I heard her say this question, my brain was like, oh, ostrich. Ostriches they're just mean little creatures. Have you ever seen an ostrich? Because seeing them is one thing, but having them chase you and stick their head, they're tiny, for such a big bird, they have these tiny little, weird little, I'm sorry if you like ostriches, they're just weird little, mean, and they chase you. It's a story from when I was young, and my aunt ran a nursing home, and I would go with them on field trips. I mean, I made the paper and everything. I was famous for 15 minutes, but I was 3, so I've kind of missed my calling, but that's okay. But anyway, there was an ostrich that was chasing us, and then there's one time you have your hand, you're trying to give them food, but ostriches are mean. They say, like, don't feed the ostriches because they're mean, so I think they would say mean things. Question number 2. What would be the creepiest thing to say while passing a stranger in the street? I'm not very creepy. I don't know. Some people say I'm creepy because I don't really know why they think I'm creepy. I don't think I'm creepy. But I guess if you don't know me, sometimes I could come off as creepy because you don't know that I just mean it. I just am friendly. The creepiest thing you could say to a person across the street. Is that creepy? Something popped in my brain, and I felt like if somebody asked me that, I would feel like it was a little creepy. So I'm just going to answer it. So, what's your safe word? That'd be kind of creepy. Question, you just shouldn't say anything to strangers. Stranger danger. Believe in stranger danger. Just don't even talk to strangers. That's what I do. Question number 3. Say it 3 times. How many times did I say it? If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family think you have done? A good girl. They would probably think it was an accident, like it's not me, it's somebody else, like it's a case of mistaken identity. I'm a rule follower. That's not very cool, to be a rule follower, but I am. I don't speed. Nikki, that was too funny. Nikki speeds, and everybody knows it. Evidently. Sorry, Nikki, but you speed. I don't speed. I've never had a ticket. I've never been pulled over while I was driving for anything like that. I'm a good girl. I mean, what was the question? If I was arrested with no explanation, they would just be like, that can't be right. What would I do? that would get me arrested? I honestly don't know. But that's what they would think. They would be like, Misty? My Misty? That's what they would think. Like, there's something wrong. Something's gone wrong. We're just moving on because that's my answer. Question number 4. What animal would be the cutest if scaled down to the size of a cat? I mean, if you're going to scale it down, then you want a bigger animal. And you want it to be the size of a cat. I mean, a cat-sized elephant would be cute. A cat-sized giraffe would be cute. A cat-sized hippo would be kind of cute. I've heard those things are mean. A cat-sized rhino would be cute. Could I get a cat-sized dolphin or whale? Would I want that? I don't know. Oh geez, everybody. So it's later in the night and my brain has already worked all day long. So let's think about this for a second. If I could have any big animal cat-sized, what animal would I want? I mean, my favorites are turtles and giraffes. Turtles, you can already get some that aren't that big. Oh, and if it seems really bright, it's because I'm wearing shorts, so y'all may just be seeing the reflection from my, from my white legs, because they haven't seen the sun in a long time. Quarantine in the house, you know. I was hoping that would help me stall. I don't know why, for some reason I'd like to see like a little bitty whale. Because you see fish, but fish don't look like whales. Whales have like a very distinct... I'm going to go whale and just move on from that question. Is it cute? I think it would be cuter if it was cat size, because that's the thing. They're big and they're not very attractive. Dolphins are already cute. But if you go with a whale, they're not really very cute. But if you make it kind of little, it's kind of cute. Question number 5. What old person thing do you do? I am an old person. I mean, I'm older than a lot of people. What old person thing do I do? I mean, the first old person thing, people say when you make a sound when you stand up, but for me it was when I started making sounds when I stood up and when I sat down. I said I was going to take up an old person hobby in crochet. But that's not meant to diss any young people who do it. That was just in my family, it was old people who did it. And I don't really do it anymore. What old person thing do I do? I don't get up early, and a lot of old people do that. Getting up's hard. I live by myself and have a dog. That feels like an old person thing to do. Gosh, I felt like when other people answered these, they were so easy. How did y'all do that? What old person thing do I do? We're just going to say I crochet, because I do know how. And I make noises when I stand up and when I sit down. Question number 6. What did you think was going to be amazing, but turned out horrible? Okay, so this may be one I've seen before. So the thing that I came up with, I did this section, and it's a long story. Anyway, so maybe I'll change some of the answers. But something that I thought was going to be great, like I just thought it was going to be amazing, and it just was like, that's no good, was my first time ever going to Colorado. I was in high school. I was super excited. I'm a band nerd. The band was going to Colorado. They even helped pay my way to get me there because I had a solo. And I was so excited. It was going to be so great. 24 hours on a bus, car sick. Just sick, and sick like that on a bus. Nobody liked me. Not even me. Like, it was no good. I didn't sleep. I got sick a lot. And then that wasn't even the worst part, because then I got to go skiing. And I've mentioned this before. I went up a ski slope and I went down a ski slope, and it was fun. And I was like, let's do that again. And I went up a ski slope And then we got off of the little thing that you ride, and he was supposed to go to the left, she was supposed to go forward, I was supposed to go to the right, I went to the right, she went to the right, somehow he went to the right, they all ended up on top of me, and then I rode down the ski lift. I mean, Colorado was beautiful, but other than that, that was not the best. And trying to play a bass clarinet in that altitude might not have been my best performance ever. I might have wished they hadn't paid, but anyway, so that did not turn out well. Question number 7. What do you do if you can't fall asleep but have to? So I can't ever remember what it's called, but there's a breathing technique where you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, breathe out for 8. You do that 4 times or 8 times. I think there's a set number of times to do it. I do it 8 times. I don't know if that's the right number though. But anyway, I just have a breathing technique that I focus on. And then after I'm done with that, then I just breathe in and out, and I say in and out. It's the dumbest way to fall asleep ever. Here's the thing. It's not that I actually have trouble falling asleep once you can get me to lay down and close my eyes. The problem is it's really hard to get me to lay down and close my eyes because I don't want to go to sleep. I'm not ready for bed. I don't want to go. It's not time yet. Please don't make me go to bed. I'm not ready. I don't want to go. And yet the hardest thing I do every single day is wake up. 45 years, and the hardest thing I do is wake up every day. It's still true. It's just difficult. Question number 8. Do you know how to pump your own gas or petrol? Which, the way y'all say it sounds way cooler, but can I pump my own gas? Yeah, I live in Texas. I think New Jersey is the only state in the United States where you cannot pump your own gas, and everywhere else you have to. I learned when I was really young, and I remember because I got some on my leg and it stunk really bad. So pro tip, if you've never pumped gas, make sure you stop pumping, let that thing get all the way done, shake it off a little bit, and then put it up. So yes, I've pumped my own gas. I mean, I'm single. Who's going to pump it, Barnum? Well, I guess it depends on where you live, which it was a little bit of a shocker to me. Question number 8. Nope, that's the one we did. Question number 9. What is the one thing you can't leave home without? My cell phone. I mean, I can leave home without it, but I don't feel that it's safe because I'm by myself. If I get into an accident, if, you know, anything weird happens, and plus, I film everything on my camera that's on my phone. So a lot of people say camera, but that is my phone. So my phone. Question number 10. What is your favorite quarantine activity? YouTube. Y'all already know we talk about this all the time. I think y'all are great. I love it. I love talking to y'all. I love that y'all watch my videos. I like watching your videos. I just realized I looked at the microphone. Hope the microphone's working on this one because I do not want to redo it again. I already hate that anyway. So YouTube has been my favorite quarantine activity because I feel like I have met more people in the last year. Even though with my job, technically I would literally, quite literally meet hundreds of people a month and they would all know my name. I didn't know them. They all knew me, and they still know me, but anyway, I don't know them. So I feel like in the last year I've made more friends than I've made in the last 45. So that's my favorite quarantine activity. Question number 11. Can you swim? Yes, I can, and yes, I can float. Fat floats. At least for me it does. Floating on my back is my favorite thing to do in a pool. But I can't stay in too long because then I start to get a little of the car sick, seasick. It's not, and then the vertigo starts to kick in. But can I swim? Yes. I wanted to be a lifeguard, but again, the vertigo thing, I couldn't actually just do a flip and coming back up. I would flip and be flipping sideways. It was, anyway, so yes, I can swim as long as I don't have to close my eyes and flip, because then I may swim down by accident. Question number 12. Can you ride a bicycle? Yes, I can. I have one right over there. If you haven't watched any of my Vlogmas, because most of you probably haven't, and not that you should, But maybe you should go watch some of them. I don't remember what days it is, but some of my favorites were go look at the ones where I talk about snowmen, because I don't want to tell you why, but if you were there, you already know. The snowmen were out to get me. Just, if you have a minute and you haven't watched it, maybe I'll link it. Maybe I'll link one. I think there were 2 or 3. So we'll just, if you see some links pop up, those may be links. They may not make it. I'm going to try. Those may be links to those videos. They're funny, I think. Anyway, we know I think I'm funny. I don't know why y'all think I'm funny, but I know why I think I'm funny. Question number 13. Can you wink? Which eye? Do you want it slow or fat? You want both? That's a blink. And Nikki, I believe the squint that you were going for would be like this. That's what I would call a squint. So we'll just wink at y'all a couple times. Slow wink. Wink. Yeah, I can wink, but it is also one of my favorite things to have children try to do. Stop licking me. Can y'all hear that? I'm sorry if y'all can hear that. He's just... It's nighttime, and it's normally really, really playtime and love time and hold and cuddle, and he's mad that I'm talking to y'all instead. It's okay, Barnum. You'll be fine. But yeah, if you meet a child, probably, normally it's around 3 or 4 that's really, ask them to wink. It's funny. It's really hard for them to do. Alright, question number 14. Can you drive a car? Yes, I can. My dad said that I could not learn to drive unless I learned to drive a stick shift, or a manual, I think is what y'all call it. So yes, I know to drive so that I can drive in any situation. I have an automatic now because automatic is easy and you don't have to think about it and you don't got to worry about the clutch or rolling back on a hill or none of that mess. You take your foot off the brake and you don't really go anywhere until you push the gas. If you don't know how to drive a manual, that may not feel like it's important, but it is. So can I drive? Yeah, I live in Houston. Somehow I live in Houston, and you would think in a big city everything's really close, and yet somehow that doesn't work out. Everything's 30 minutes away. Y'all keep talking about different places, and I'm like, I should go there. I should go to Sprouts. I should go to Trader Joe's. I should go to Sam's. I should go to They're all somehow like 30 minutes away. I'm finally getting a vaccine. It's an hour away. So living in a big city is nice, but nothing is somehow close. I don't know how that works, but... So yeah, you can get around Houston without a car. I'm not smart enough to take a bus. I respect people who can figure out the bus lines because I don't get it. So I drive a car. And the final question, number 15. Can you play any instrument? Yeah, I can. Well, play is a very specific term. And noise comes out when I play the ukulele, so I would say yes, I can play an instrument. I also know very, very few and short songs on the piano, but I know what the keys are if you give me a second. In band, I played clarinet. Bass clarinet was my favorite, but I played several. B flat, contra, alto. I tried E flat once. I didn't really like it. But yeah, so I played. Do I think I could play a clarinet now? Probably not. My mouth hasn't made that shape in 20 years. But I was actually good at it at the time. So that was a great fun tag in the middle. Anyway, long story short, here we are. It's Friday. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks again, once again, for dropping by and hanging with me on a Friday. I have another tag coming up next Friday. Hopefully, cross my fingers. If not, maybe the one after that. Anyway, we'll see. You know, we just put out videos Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 2 p.m. Central. Wednesdays are normally keto days. Friday and Sundays are whatever I decide to make them. So, like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you know how. And comment down below. Hi, Misty. Or howdy, Misty. I don't know. Comment down below, because if you don't comment, then I don't get to talk to y'all. And that's I mean, I like making the videos, but I like the engagement. Is that too much of a work word? We talk about engagement at work all the time. So I like the engagement. That's probably why it's part of my closing. Anyway, hope y'all have a great weekend. Or if you're watching this in the middle of a week, hope the end of your week is good. If you're watching it the first week, hope you have a great week. All the words, Misty, stop talking. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Seriously, hopefully the mic will help not pick that up. Okay, it's time for loving. Alright, but not right now. We're trying to film a video, okay? Okay. Are we even recording? Do we know? Yes, we are recording. Okay. Ooh, it's been one of them days. Okay, it's okay. Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty.